friends, it's me, Patrice. I am so glad that you're here, and this is Keeping It Teacherish. Listen, so today I am taking you through day one of classroom setup, but there's a couple of things we got to talk about first before we go in. First thing is, I'm a first year, fourth grade teacher, and my principal literally told me that I can get into my classroom anytime that I want. Problem is, I'm a planner. So that means if you're not careful, your girl will be in there every day. And so what I've done is I've used ChatGPT to help me figure out what is a realistic plan as far as classroom prep timeline and making sure that I don't spend my entire summer in the classroom before the year even starts. Listen, I know you want all the details, so why don't you go ahead, like, share, and subscribe, and keep on watching. Oh, sorry, did I interrupt? Seriously, we've got to talk about the logistics before we get into day one, okay? So the first thing is, again, my principal, literally, I am going into a private school. Again, I'm a first year, fourth grade teacher, and my principal said that I can get into the classroom anytime that I want to this summer, with the exception of only 2 weeks in July, which means there's a lot of time for me to go in. So what I've done is I designed a classroom prep timeline, which basically between family vacation and other obligations that we have, and also what the school has going on, I've come up with a plan of visit days, right? And each day has a particular assignment so that I don't get too stressed out, and also so things get done. One of my concerns is that when we start our new teacher orientation for this particular school, I don't want to think about what else I need to do in my classroom. I want to be completely ready to receive information and to ask all the questions. So what I've done is day one, all about literally all of the furniture. So what I did is, as I went to the school and I was subbing, if you guys already know what happened with how I got this job, I'll link it here so you can go back and listen to that entire story. But I've had the privilege of actually subbing in the classroom for the teacher that I'm replacing. So I went into Canva and I recreated the classroom based off of the pictures that I'd taken and the things that I'd seen. And so what I want to show you is my diagram that I came up with first. Again, your girl is a planner, so there's no way I was going into this room without a plan. So let's look at it together. I'm looking at the diagram here. I'm going to blur out these pictures to make sure you can't see the kids' faces or anything like that. But basically, I recreated the room and also the areas that she had. And based off of everything that she had, I moved it where I wanted it to go. So you see at the top right-hand corner, I have where I've moved the teacher area here. Previously, she had the teacher area in the back right-hand corner. And so I moved the teacher area. I know exactly where I want the library area. And I want to start the year off with the U shape so that we can promote community and togetherness. And then I want to have 2 instruction areas, moving the kidney table to the back of the room so that there's instruction in the front and instruction in the back. And then also having my small group table, which is over here in the top left. And so now that you see my diagram, let's see how it actually goes once I step foot into the classroom. All right, here I go, rolling in with the wagon. So this is probably one of the best buys ever, is getting this wagon, and I literally loaded it up with all the small things. Of course, I have to have my iced coffee. I've got the binders that the previous teacher gave me to look over a couple of things that she printed out to see if I wanted to keep it. As you can see, that's better than paper bulletin board. This is my bag of books that I've already started for the classroom. A random rug I found in my garage. Why not? Let's bring it. Trying to figure out where to even start. Okay, so what I am sure of is the library area. So what I'm doing is moving the bookshelves over to the space. So by the window is going to be our library area. And so I want all of the bookshelves there. I envision having tons of books for the students. And then I want to make sure that these bookshelves come off of the wall this way so that we can create a section. Okay, so here we go. 3 bookshelves aligning here. She already has 1 bookshelf full, then I can add for the other 2. Originally in my plan, I had the larger bookshelf to the right. But because it's so tall, I don't want it to run a risk of falling on someone, and it doesn't look good. But now that I'm looking at these bookshelves this way, it's really coming out a lot. So this is me thinking. Also, I thought the sound was recording on the video. It wasn't. So there are times where I'm talking to you, and there are times, I'm going to just be honest, where I'm talking to myself because I'm trying to process my plan falling apart before my eyes, is literally what's happening. All right. So the library is not cooperating. I'm trying to think it through. What's the best plan of action? What do I want to do next? Because I know for a fact that I have a futon that needs to go in the middle. I also want some wall space because I want to put up book characters. But I'm just going to walk away. Just go pick up random things and move them around the room to give myself a break. That is one tip that I've learned. If you're looking at a problem and you can't figure out the solution or how to resolve it, just take a break, go do something else. So this is literally me moving random things that don't have anything to do with the library area. All right, I'm back. Still no resolution. So I think I'm probably just gonna move on. Also, another thing, this bookshelf that's closest to me, it's like standing out so far that it really creates like some confusion or like obstruction with the flow. So now I'm just trying to think it through because this is really messing with my plan. Again, just grabbing random things. There's a random globe. Who knew? All right, so I'm here in my room. We're at day 1 of classroom setup. I'm not sure how long it's going to take me. It feels like forever. But what I'm doing right now is trying to get the furniture together. I don't think my room has been cleaned yet, so I don't want to go overboard. But on my schedule, today I'm just trying to put the room in the space that I envision. So here is the library area. I'm going to move that teacher area back here to this area behind me, just so my desk can be closer to the Promethean board and the whiteboard. But this will be an area of instruction. So I want to put my kidney table back here. I have 2 round tables. Who knew? Yeah, so that's where we are right now. I still have the futon and one of my student cubby shelves in my car. It's so hot outside, so I haven't had time to go out there, or go back at least. Kind of cooling off in here. That's where we are so far. Let's get back to work. All right, so I've moved on from the library area altogether. So I have decided to start working on the teacher area, which is going to be to the left in front of this bulletin board. Previously, I thought the wall was actually coming out further than it is. And so when I came back from my empty classroom tour, I'll link that here if you haven't seen it, so you can see the room before I start moving all the things. But the wall is not out as far. Originally, I thought that it was going to cause some kind of obstruction so that I could not put my desk here because I wouldn't be able to see the entirety of the classroom. I'm noticing you're going to see me sweeping a lot. No one has been in here. The rooms haven't been cleaned or anything because they're still doing repairs. Thankfully, my room doesn't require that many repairs. But there's plenty of dust and things that need to be swept. So here am I. All right, so let's get all the things out of the way so I can move this teacher desk and see what it looks like. And so also, I was glad to know that the desk was black. I want the majority of the furniture to be black. And so I thought it was brown all over. And so I was going to actually use contact paper to make it black. But thankfully, that's not needed. All right, so I'm relocating my computer and my phone charger over to the space so I can just kind of see what everything looks like and what we're working with here. So I moved that behind the desk. As you can see, the desk is catty cornered to the left. And so now I'm working on the area, which is going to be the second area of instruction, moving my kidney table there. There's a bookshelf there, the little white bookshelf, which will hold any supplies or materials that we need for that particular space. This area will be our student center. And this is where all the student supplies will go. So now I'm going to look at this rug. This rug was already in the classroom, so I just want to move this stuff out of the way so I can see how big it is and all the things. I plan to buy a rug, but if this works, we can see. So now it's time for me to work on the desk. Let's get this U together. Part of my problem is in my original diagram, my desk is not catty cornered. And so that is taking up a little more space from where the desks are going to be. And so you'll see in a second that it really causes some issue for me. Also, what I realized is in my diagram, I had all of the desks connected, and I'll put another picture here so you can see. But I really did not like how there was no flow of traffic in between the U. That literally when we have our squad time, our morning meeting, the kids would have to walk all the way around to get there, as opposed to being able to have multiple flows of traffic to get to the space that we need to be in. So this is kind of what I'm working through. How much space can I leave? I'm putting 18 desks. I have 18 desks in my classroom. I probably will not have 18 students, so we may be able to play with that a little bit. But starting out, I'm going to use every desk just to be sure. And so you'll see here in a minute, I'm going to run out of room where, I mean, literally the student and I are going to have to squeeze through. So I decided to move the entire back row as far back as I can get it. And then we're going to make the modifications accordingly with the size and all that stuff. At this point, I still have not realized that I actually do want the space in between the desk. I think I was worried more about whether or not this was going to run into my desk, because I need 6 desks on the left, the right, and the back. Okay, so that's all together. I've gotten that fixed. So now to my futon. Listen to me carefully. So I didn't know this. Maybe you know this. If you know this, you're a genius already. But on Facebook, there are groups. So if you type in free stuff and then your city, wherever you live, there are groups where people are giving things away for free. So I thought, I mean, they're probably giving away trash. No, ma'am. No, sir. They're giving away good stuff. I got this futon completely for free on the free things of Charlotte. All you have to do is go pick it up, and you don't even have any interaction with the people. In fact, I got my futon from there. I got both of my student cubbies that I'm going to use for book bins. I don't think you even get to see that yet, because my camera's going to die eventually, because I'm also kind of taking my time because it's so hot outside. So at this point, I've only gone back to the car to get the futon. I needed to do a total of 3 trips. This is only trip 2 at this point. Now I'm trying to talk to you, but my camera was weird. So the futon is here. I'm sliding it back. Loving that the space is perfect for it. What I realize is it is difficult to get the books that are on the bottom shelf. So I'm going to sit down and try to test this out to figure out, like, is it that weird or what's happening? It's not terrible, But then I look back and I realize there are parts to this futon that I have not even put on yet. So I'm going to put the arms on and all the things. I'm gonna finish the job, guys. Don't worry. The last thing I'm doing before I leave the room is praying over the room. I want to make sure that I don't know where these kids are coming from or what they have going on right now, but I want this place to be a safe space for them. Okay, so you see the entire day one of classroom setup. Again, today is all about the furniture. I literally didn't take any of the decor off the wall. I didn't bring any decor stuff. It's only setting up the furniture. Now, here is the caveat. I still don't have, up until the recording of this video, I still don't have my teacher chair that I want to put in there, and I still have to paint my second student cubby. But you've seen the pictures. You've seen where we are so far. So excited. Listen, friend, I am so glad that you're on this journey with me, but don't you dare leave here without liking, sharing, or subscribing. We are having a fantastic time together. If you have any tips for classroom setup, what are your do's? What are your don'ts for all my seasoned veteran teachers? Thank you so much for being here. I have loved reading your comments and all the things that you have to say. You're so sweet. Oh my gosh, we are going to crush school this year. They're not even ready, right? I mean, really, we're not ready, but I mean, who cares? I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And don't forget, we're over here keeping it teacherish. I think I should make that like a soundbite. Like, keeping it teacher. Hey! Okay, seriously. Bye, y'all.